So I've been meaning to make a vlog for a while now, but I haven't really got around to it. Again, it's like a year later, but these things happen. So a lot happened since then. I finished my farm work in Ayr again, round 2. And then I left Ayr and I went to Cairns, then to Darwin for 2 weeks to then end up in Perth. And I lived in Perth for about 4 months, from the beginning of October until the beginning of February. Not my favourite place in the world. So it's currently about 10 to 5 in the morning. I have not arisen really early and I'm not having a productive day at all. I just haven't slept yet. I'm in the definition of what we call a bad habit, a bad lifestyle. The fact that I can even string a sentence together at this time is ridiculous. My bank account's lower than I would like it to be, and my mindset's probably not as positive as it should be and as it could be. Maybe I'll do some meditation or some yoga. Yeah, it was kind of dead inside, and I'm so happy that I'm not there anymore. We left to Melbourne in the beginning of February, and now we live here in Melbourne in St Kilda. So anyway, yeah, Perth. I would recommend people not to go. It's just like a waste of time, really. If you're going to go just to say you've been there, I'd go for like a long weekend. There's not really much to see there. The only good thing there, I guess, is the beach, which isn't actually, there's like Perth, and then like 40 minutes away is like Scarborough and Fremantle. Well, apparently Fremantle's 20 minutes away, but it definitely felt like 40 minutes away. But yeah, it's hard to get around. They don't really have trams. Well, they don't have trams. They have trains that go to Fremantle and Scarborough. I don't even know if there is trains to Scarborough. But yeah, it's dire. But they do have free buses in the CBD, which is quite good. So you basically just get on the bus and you don't have to pay and you can get off, but it has to be like inside the grid. If it's not inside the grid, then I think you have to pay. But yeah, the energy there, I think it's a good place to go if you're probably in a really serious relationship and you're going to settle down, or you're a business person and don't really want to have much of a life. And if you don't mind coffee shops closing at 2:30 p.m. For me, I like a coffee shop to be open till at least 5 p.m. You never know, you might finish work, feel really tired, need a coffee. I know I do. But apparently people in Perth don't like to have coffee after 2:30 p.m. or before 8 a.m, which is mad for me, because I think the people who need the coffee the most are the people waking up before 8 a.m. But yeah, and nothing's ever open on the weekends, because apparently the weekend's for everyone. Like, it's a nice thing, I guess, if you're in hospitality and you get your weekends off, but still on the weekend it's nice to go somewhere if you have your day off. But it's annoying and doesn't really work if everything's closed. And in the city, I think the Woolies should be open past 6 p.m, but apparently on a Saturday in Perth, that's not the case. I was in Ayr, which is like a really small town where people go to do farm work, and the Woolies closed at 9 p.m. there. I think I'm just complaining about Perth, to be honest. Oops. There's a lot of issues there. A lot of police everywhere, all the time. But to be fair, the amount of police there, it like makes you feel on edge and nervous. Like, you could just be walking down the street and you just feel uncomfortable because there's like police on horses, police in vans, police walking by, just everywhere. Even though it's like the smallest city I've ever been to. Perth is like the only thing in the West Coast. Like, I definitely think the West Coast is like amazing to travel. I haven't personally done it yet. There's those nice beaches, but there's nothing really there. So I probably slated Perth a bit much, so here's a little video of keep things in Perth.
Wasn't even filming! Oh my gosh.
And now here's a little montage of me, Emma and Jen going to Melbourne from Perth, and I thought it was kind of cute, so I thought I'd just add this bit in. I'm speaking quite quietly because I'm in my garden, and you never know who's like over the wall, so it's kind of weird, and they're probably judging me, thinking, who is this random pretending that she's a vlogger? It's me. So I'm in Melbourne now. It's really amazing so far. Like, I didn't really know what to think of Melbourne, because I hadn't really heard too much. Well, I had heard a lot of good things about it, but I really liked Sydney, so I was kind of loyal. I was like, Sydney has my heart. But yeah, so there's like, sorry, my arm is really aching, so I think I'm gonna have to put this down. But yeah, so we got to Melbourne on like the 5th of Feb.
No.
This is day 4. Scratch that. This is day 5. Sleeping in these.
In the Big Brother house.
We're not doing so well. As it's midday.
It's 12:18. Jen's still in the cocoon. I've had a shower, and that's about it.
Emma's been productive today. We have not. Yeah, and so we stayed in a hostel for the first week, but we knew we didn't want to like live in a hostel for a long time, because the hostel's like really nice if you like, a hostel's alright if you're like travelling and you're not staying there longer than 5 days, but then when you're living there and working in a shared room on a bunk bed, it's not exactly ideal. So we stayed there for about 5 days and then found jobs and also found an apartment.
I'll go.
Oh! Woo!
Yeah, can you do me a favour? Okay, let's do this.
Here's a little montage of me and Jen trying to build an IKEA bed. I don't know if you've ever built an IKEA bed, but the instructions are actually ridiculous. Like, it's just stick men. There's just like a couple pictures and like some numbers, and you're meant to try and figure it out from there. Like, I don't know about you, but I prefer a little bit more going on in my instructions, because I can't mind read. I can't think on my feet when I'm trying to build a bed, but yeah. If you're trying to find an apartment with a 3-month lease, it was really hard, and there was like always like a fat bond of like £3 grand, 2 to 3 grand, which I don't know about you, but I don't usually have that kind of money just lying around, plus rent, plus bills. But yeah, so yeah, we live like 5 minutes from the beach. There's loads going on, and there's like always stuff going on, like, which I like in Melbourne, and we're not that far from the city. It's like a 20-minute tram into the city, and there's like Victoria, or there's night markets on, which are really cool.
Hi, okay. My hair looks great right now.
And loads of like dinner places, and the night life is like so much better here, especially compared to Perth. That is my Perth/Melbourne vlog. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for watching.